How's it going, everybody? Space Chief back with you for a double recap of Pink Collar Crimes this week. I think Kroll's mad at me because I didn't get the video out. I'm telling you, the space wife has got a lot going on right now, and it's almost impossible to get together with her and watch a single episode of anything. She's got a renovation going on at work. She's working longer hours. She's been out of commission. So I was forced to watch the episodes myself and do a quick review because I think John's getting irritated with me. But, John's got this new show with his partner there, Sharon Leese, the executive producer on it. And it's called Pink Collar Crimes, and it's a bunch of ladies that committed crimes and got caught, and this is the story of their crime. And they do it a little different. Like the first episode is the actual criminal herself telling the story, and with like detectives and like her neighbors and her brother, her mom, and they tell the story of Roxanne, who's she doesn't like to be called a soccer mom, even though she drives a minivan with a bunch of kids in it. I guess, can you be a soccer mom if your kids don't play soccer? I mean, you could still be that kind of person. I mean, with the minivan and like the stereotypical soccer mom type. But she doesn't like that term, so I won't use it. Roxanne seems pretty cool. She would like drop her kids off from school and go rob banks. But that's because she had a bad drug addiction, brought on, mind you, by the fault of the medical industry. They're overprescribing people, and they're giving people this shit they're getting addicted to, and they can't get off of it, and that's what causes this shit. So the opioid epidemic is a real deal. A lot of people are on that shit. I've known personally people that have been in bad trouble with this shit, and so I don't, there's something to be said for taking responsibility for yourself. But I mean, I think the doctors, and hospitals, and the pharmaceutical industry take some responsibility too. But Roxanne had a C-section, according to her, and they gave her some pain pills, and she got addicted to them, which happens all the time. A lot of people have surgeries, back surgeries, whatever kind of surgeries, and they get addicted to these things. It kind of takes over your life. So she's getting behind on her bills. She's married, she's got a bunch of kids, and she's getting behind on her bills. She can't pay the bills. Her husband doesn't know what's going on. Yeah, okay. I don't buy that for 1 second, by the way. I don't buy that you can live with a bank robbing drug addict and not know, at least not get a clue something is wrong. That somebody there is, like in the second episode, the sister says her sister was willfully ignorant. This guy had to be willfully ignorant of this. You don't act like a jittery drug addict every day. You're around him every day. There's no way he didn't notice something was off with you. So the husband, I think, could take a little blame for not addressing this sooner. But so Roxanne would take her kids. Well, first of all, let's get into this. She got into the bank robbing thing because she, at her job, because she was getting so behind in life, she forged some numbers on some documents and to take some cash, and it blew up in her face. She got caught. So her boss told her he wouldn't send her to jail if she'd pay it back like $4 grand, whatever she took. So she agreed to do that, so she wouldn't go to jail. So a short time after this, I'm guessing, I don't know if this happened before or after this, but she was in the bank. I don't know what she's in the bank. She didn't have any money. I don't know what she was doing there. I forgot. I thought that's just making a deposit of what? You don't have any money. So she's in the bank, and some guy comes in and robs the bank, and she gets inspired to go, because she doesn't see anything on the news about it or anything, and the guy just gets away with it. So she thinks, well, I can get away with it too. So she goes and she robs the bank, and she does get away with it. And it's pretty hysterical how she got away with it because she just walked there. But according to the host, Marcia Clark, famous from the O.J. Simpson trial, Marcia Clark says that it's probably the smartest way to start your bank robbery career is to pick one down the street that you can walk home to, because the longer the getaway, the easier it is to get caught. So she just walks home, and she meets her neighbor outside while the helicopters are flying over looking for her, and she just acts like she just plays dumb, and so things start escalating. The boss is calling, needs more money. She starts panicking more. She's got to rob some more banks. So she robs like 2 more banks. She does it a little different style. She doesn't wear a mask. First time she wore a mask, and she paced around in front of the bank for a long time. It's a miracle she didn't get arrested the first time. But the other 2, she just wore sunglasses, different outfits and sunglasses. And so she got away with those too. So she tries to do a 4th one, I believe it's the 4th one, where she got lazy and she just pulled up in front of the bank in her minivan and got out and went in and robbed the bank and just got in her car and drove away casually. So she got caught up in that one and like immediately confessed. So she claims that she subconsciously must have wanted to get caught in order to do things that sloppy. I tend to agree. That's pretty sloppy robbery work. But Roxanne was cool. I liked Roxanne. Like I can relate to Roxanne's story. Like she's a real person. She had real problems, and I don't believe she's like a career criminal without a conscience. Like I think she felt bad about doing that to her family and her kids and to the people she scared and the people she robbed. But hey, man, drugs will fuck you up. They're not no joke. They'll make you do stupid shit, and I've seen that firsthand. So yeah, I can relate to Roxanne's story. She's more down to earth, like a real human being with real problems. She ended up doing 3 years, and she ended up getting out and getting a job. She got divorced while she was in jail. Which, you know what? Another strike against her husband. I don't buy for 1 second this dude didn't fucking know what's going on. Man, I've been around drug addicts, and it's unmistakable. I don't know how this guy doesn't know his wife's a full-on addict. Maybe it's just me. I can pick that shit out of a lineup. I don't know. But yeah, she did 3 years, and she got out seemingly better adjusted and got a job, and now I think she said she's married again and like just trying to live her life. But yeah, I don't. That one I felt kind of bad for, and I actually I liked Roxanne. I liked the way she told the story. I like the second one is told from a different point of view. This one is told. This is the story of Jackpot Jackie, the crooked financial advisor, and she basically roped in all of her friends and family into a big scheme and took millions. I think she said she took $9 million. And just spin it, going to Europe and stuff, importing the silver bullet to Europe. She got some Coors shipped to Europe. Like that's gotta cost some money. I mean, it's cheap beer. The shipping. Come on. She stole all this money. She took lavish vacations. She had a shower for her dog. She had like all kind of stuff like in her house. And when they finally caught up with her, but basically she took all their money and she doctored up phony documents with like scissors and tape, and she'd photocopy and send it to these people, and like they're none the wiser. And then one guy finally got fed up and said he wanted the statements. He wanted the real statements. He wanted them now, and she threw him out of his threw him out of her office with his lawyer. So somehow or another, the FBI gets involved with this. Somebody tipped off the FBI or something because. Charles Schwab or whatever, the guy, she kept telling people she worked for Schwab, and she didn't know, she had no association with him at all. And she kept telling people, like, this is probably the dumbest crime I ever saw. Like, I don't see how she thought there was any end game to this. There's no end game to this. It's like you take $9 million, and you're supposed to be investing it, and you just go to Europe and blow every bit of it. And the FBI even told the people who got ripped off, they've spent it all, it's all gone. So like, what was the end game there? I don't see how she thought she was going to get out of that and not do prison time. But apparently, she didn't think ahead. So what I thought was especially like this group of people, there's no relating to this. I don't have $2 million laying around to invest in nothing. I was telling Space Wife when I watched it, I said, the only way I'm ever going to lose $2 million is if I just stole it and the cops are chasing me and I throw it out my car window so I don't get caught with it. That's the only time ever I will be caught with $2 million or without $2 million. I got the feeling that all these people, what I got a kick out of, and I feel, don't get me wrong, I feel bad. Nobody should get stolen from. Not even rich people. Rich people deserve what they got, I guess. But what I find funny is these people are people that, even with the loss of $2 million, they didn't have any problems. Like, I lost $2 million, I'm negative $2 million. I'm fucked, basically. These people all look like they all had a nice place to live. They're all, I don't know if that's a set where they shoot this or what, but I mean, that's their house. I mean, they're doing all right. Like, nobody was in danger of, like, living in a box like I've been before. Like, I can't relate to this. Like, I don't even know what a fucking IRA is. College fund? What? What's that? Like, I don't know from that at all. And so, it was a little humorous to me to see the faces in the pictures. Like, I feel bad that the old man died and he didn't make amends with his daughter. But, like, his daughter was in on the scheme with this Jackpot Jackie. She was married to her. So they were both in on the scheme. And I think so. Allegedly. I'll say allegedly. They were the sister was in on the scheme. Come on. But she's like, I don't want to hurt my family anymore. We'll give the money back then. You're not giving that money back. So the father invested with this Jackpot Jackie too, and the sister, like the whole family invested with this Jackpot Jackie. And and he didn't even make amends with his daughter because he was so pissed before he died. And but what I thought was funny, I don't think it's funny that he died. What I think is funny is the picture they got of him in the show where he's like, he's so thrilled that his accounts are booming. He's so thrilled in that picture. And then they got the other picture of all of them like hanging on the porch in their gangster costume party clothes. Like, oh, we're rich, motherfucker, we're rich. No, Jackpot Jackie's over in Europe with your money. But I found that slightly humorous because just because these people that got ripped off are people that like not like me. I mean, like there's a certain amount that I could lose, and it's not a big amount. Like that I'm done. I'm destitute. I'm fucked. I don't have like $1 million, $2 million to invest in anything. So, I mean, if you've got that to invest, I mean, you're probably doing all right without it. I mean, you're going to make it. Like, if she had taken from people that, like, were literally now living in a cardboard box in an alley, I would have had a little more sympathy for some of the people. But, I mean, yeah, it's like, it just comes down to, like, is it too good to be, does it sound too good to be true? Probably is. I don't, like I said, I don't relate to this. I wouldn't have any, I don't really have much input to what you should and shouldn't do. Financial advice. My financial advice is stuff it in a mattress and hide it, or bury it somewhere. I don't know. You just can't trust anybody these days. This was just Jackpot Jackie claimed to be a representative from Schwab or something. So I mean, you don't know. You never know. So that's Pink Collar Crimes, the rundown. Like, I don't have much to break down here. I like the way the reenactments are shot. I like that they're not slow motion, black and white, all that. I like that they the little sound effects in some of them. I like the bicycle squeaking when the guy rides off in the first episode after he robs the bank. And I like me and the Space Wife like Jackpot Jackie's hairdo, the actress, like the wig that she wears. That's fantastic. But it's not. This isn't like Kroll's other shows where I gotta like break it down. Like I gotta like Bullseye. I gotta break down like what the game is, what it takes to win, like who all the contestants are, how they all did on everything. This could be pretty straightforward reviews because like there's no games. Like I fully expected like Kroll to have these career criminals or these criminal women. I expected to like have them hanging off a helicopter, climbing on a train. Or something, some kind of this is like call it the redemption act. It's like you gotta you got to go through torturous hell to pay back your crimes. So like they could have made like Roxanne get strapped to a train and then like dropped off a cliff onto a big target where she like lands in some water. not kill her, but like she's got to fall, like free fall off a cliff into a trampoline and then like bounce onto a Velcro target. Like something like that. Think about this, John. Season 2, Pink Collar Crimes Redemption. And this is where you come in with the games. This is where we come in with the games. We can make these people pay for their crimes with games. Really harsh, painful games. And they can pay their debt to the people that they've screwed over with a series of contests that we'll run them through. What did you call? I always forget what it's called. We'll run them through the grit obstacle course to redeem themselves. So think about this: Pink Collar Crime Season 2, Pink Collar Redemption, and this is where we all get sweet revenge on these assholes that stole money. But breaking it down, good job, Sharon and John. Good show. Space Wife really liked that. She didn't see this first episode. I had to watch that myself on CBS, on the website, CBS website, CBS.com, I think. That's a issue I have with CBS right there. I went to watch, I set this show on my DVR, and my DVR didn't record it. So I thought, okay, well, I'll just go to the on-demand menu. Obviously, it's just going to post on there. So I go to the on-demand menu. It's not there. They don't have any of them. They just got the option to record them, and you have to go to CBS.com to actually watch the show. So I had to go there and watch it while Space Wife was working and see that. But she did see the second one. She really liked it. So we're on board, John. We're gonna do. Hopefully, we'll get her in on this the third episode. I had to do a double recap because of technological problems, life problems, and here it is. This is the video. Hope it's good enough. Fuck it. This is all I can do. And I had to do it inside. I'm not even in the car. I don't have the dog here. I'm in the comic vault, though. You get to see the comic vault a little bit. This is just one side of the comic vault. This is just where I keep a lot of junk that I've collected. But over there are the comics, which maybe I'll do some point when I start doing the more videos. Like I'm going to do this whole season of Pink Collar Crimes, and then I'm probably going to do some more videos because we've got a new channel. This one's going to go up on my channel temporarily, and then I'm going to switch it to our Nerd Rage Renegades YouTube channel, which is the channel for my podcast, and my partner Spin, he does game streaming, and we do movie commentaries. If you want to watch a movie commentary, we did the audio tracks. So all you got to do, and we try to do everything so that you can find it on YouTube. So we find movies on YouTube that are either public domain, or we find or we'll do Amazon Prime. We're still working on Amazon Prime. There's a weird like it drags a little bit, like the tracks get out of sync. So we're trying to figure out how to get the tracks in sync with Amazon better. But for the time being, we're just doing YouTube movies. So movies you can find on YouTube. And then we do a commentary track. And then you put on the movie on YouTube. And then you open our commentary track. And we tell you how to line it up. And then boom, you're done. You watch the movie with our commentary, Spin and I, on Nerd Rage Renegades on YouTube. And you can also follow us on Twitch now. The Twitch app, if you don't know what that is, it's a game streaming app. There's also podcasts, other stuff on there. But we do a live podcast every Friday night at 8 o'clock Central, 9 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. And so we do the podcast every Friday. We do a comic review show. All this stuff I think goes on YouTube. I know there's some of it on there. But you can catch us on Nerd Rage Renegades on Podbean, iTunes, Stitcher, Player FM, iHeartRadio, Filling the Void Podcast Network, Gaming Rebellion, I think we're still on there. We have just about any download streaming outlet that you can find. We're on there. So look for the Nerd Rage Renegades. That's on Twitter. That is at NRDRGE Renegades because we didn't have the characters. You can follow me at SpaceChief75, as you may well all know. And all in all, man, I don't know, John. I think you might have a good one here. It's different. It's a lot different than the previous stuff. Like there was no cannons of any kind, no dirt, no swamps, no Vaseline slide, and it's interesting. I do like, we talked about it on the podcast, but I do like the way it's shot. I like the reenactments. I like that you switched it up from the actual criminal telling the story the first week to just the people who were ripped off by the criminal the second week, giving it some variety. But yeah, me and Spacewife are on board. We dig it. Sorry again about the video being late. That's how the cookie crumbles. I wish I could have got in earlier on this. But hey, it's going up tonight. So everybody, make sure you check out the podcast. Go to Nerd Rage Renegades on YouTube. Check out the commentaries. This will be on there soon. This will be on my channel first. That's going to do it. We'll see you for episode 3 coming up. Pink Collar Crimes on Saturday. I think that's 8 Eastern, 7 Central, I think. It's on CBS. So go give it a look. It's pretty good. I think you'll like it. You'll think at first, like, if you're not like really into true crime, you'll think, I don't know, but we'll just give it a minute because it'll get good. Kroll never disappoints when it comes to like the totally different style of this kind of thing. So definitely good for CBS. I think. Hey, you know what I think they should bring back? By the way, Murder, She Wrote needs to come back. that show needs to come back, and with Angela Lansbury too. No recasting. The old 89-year-old Angela Lansbury solving. I don't know how old she is, but solving crimes. But that's Pink Collar Crimes. Check it out. Good stuff, John. We'll see you week 3.